Okay, we're looking at exercise 5. I've just kind of made mine look a little bit different just because I need some space to write on the page. But we're going to be doing the trial balance of Tabo Strategic Services. And they talk about from February, blah, 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 blah. Under required, they say we're doing the trial balance as at 30 June 2020. So we go to our answer sheet. We are doing this trial balance of name of business, must have the word on, and then the date, 30 June 2020. Okay. And they ask us to do the trial balance for June 2020. We start with the balance sheet section. So we fill in balance sheet section first. Now, instead of just giving us the account names, we actually need to read and work that out. So the owner has started a security business with 29,460. What do we call money we use to start a business? Hopefully you know that's capital, 29,460. And they say on the 30th of June, the owner increased his capital by 3,500. Okay, so he put more money in. Then we see on the 30th of June, okay, last month, the owner took 210 Rand for personal use. What do we call personal use in accounting? Hopefully you know that's drawings. So he took 210. And it says, on the 30th of June, he paid his telephone account 234 with a business check. So he's paying his own personal telephone account. That is drawings. At the beginning of June, he had a total of 9,535 in current income. So they tell us not to use that sign. Maybe that's confusing. Just use brackets. So current income was 9,535. During the course of June, these amounts were received for services rendered. Hopefully you know services rendered is current income, 104,40. That's 1,235,20 plus 227,40 plus 885,60 plus 750. Yeah, so we got lots of money for current income. Let's space it out a little bit. Okay, so we've done the first part. The business has been paying 700 Rand rent per month. If we pay for rent, that is called rent expense. So 700 Rand per month. How long have we been paying for? Since April. Rent is paid on the 2nd of each month. So that's April, then there's May, then there's June. So we are doing this for 3 months. So we've paid 700 for April, for May, and for June. Total for electricity is 680. What do we call that account in accounting? Water and electricity. So we've paid 680 in May for electricity. The 7th of June, 40 Rand was paid to Eskom. Eskom is for electricity. And the total purchases for consumable stores is 1020. And purchased 533 and 224,60. Stationery is 120, and we bought 323. Wages in the past few weeks in May was 800. On the 13th of June, we paid $550, and on the 27th, we paid $550. Oh. We got a second-hand vehicle. It's 23500, and we have equipment. Equipment is 1800. On the first, they had so much cash in the bank and 50 in the cash register. Okay, cash register is cash float, and that was 50 rand. We know the bank had a balance, so we started the month with 9,415. But how much did we make during June? We need to work that out. So we've got all of our accounts. We now need to work out the order of our accounts. So capital is B1. Drawings is B2. Land and buildings would be next. We don't have land and buildings. I just move all the accounts up. There's no land and buildings, but there's vehicles, so that can be B3. Equipment, B4. Bank would be B5. Cash float would be B6. Then we move on to nominal section, so current income, N1. Anything else left over is an expense. So we've got rent expense, water and electricity, consumable stores, stationery, wages. Yeah. So we're going to record this. I am actually going to move this down as we go here to just help myself. Yeah. So let's record the order of our accounts first. So we've got capital, B1. Drawings, B3. B3 is vehicles. Equipment is B4. Bank, B5. And cash float, B6. Then we have the nominal, let's do it at the top, nominal section. We have current income, N1. Make it a little bit bigger. Then we have rent expense, N2. Then we have water and electricity, N3. We have consumable stores, N4. Stationery, N5. Pages, whoops, N6. So it's going to make this a bit smaller. It's quite a big font. Okay, so because I'm doing a calculation to work out capital, it's always best to put your calculations in brackets just in case you make a mistake. You can get part marks. I'm going to add 29460 plus 3500. Drawings is going to be 210 plus 234. Vehicles, they gave us the amount straight, 23500. equipment 1800. Bank will, we know the opening balance was 9415. I need to work out amount. Cash float is 50. Current income was 9535. Then we add 104,40 plus 1235,20. Oops. Just put a space. Plus 227,40 plus 885,60 plus 750. Rent expense 700 plus 700 plus 700. Water and electricity is 680 plus 40. Consumable stores is 1020 plus 533 plus 324,60. Stationery is 120 plus 323. Wages is 800 plus 50 plus 550. There. I'm just going to put that back. Okay. Put it back here because we need it later. Control there. Okay, now I need to work out. Do I debit or do I credit? How do I know? Remember, debit, expenses, assets, drawings. And we're going to credit liabilities, income, and capital. Capital, capital, capital is credit. So I need to add those two amounts together. So 29460 plus 3500, 32960, and it goes on the capital credit 32960. That font is too big. Just make that smaller. There we go. Okay. Drawings. Right, yes, that. Just so I can find it, I'm just going to highlight it. Drawings is under debit. So 210 plus 234 is 444. 00 cents. Let me just make sure this is all aligned. Okay, then we've got vehicles. Vehicles, equipment, bank, and cash float. Those are fixed assets. Those bottom two are current assets. All of our assets are going to go under debit. So all these are under debit. So we've got 33500, 1800. Bank we need to work out. Cash float is 50. Then we come to current income. So we're going to have to add all of these amounts together. So 9535 plus 104,40 plus, I'm not leaving anything out there, 1, 2, 3, 5, 20 plus 227, 40 plus 885, 60 plus 750. And we get the amount of 12,737 Rand and 60 cents. Current income is an income. Income is credit. So under credit, we're writing 12,737.60. 12,737.60. 12,737.60. Okay. Whatever's left over is an expense. Expenses go under debit. So 7 plus 7 plus 7 is 21, so 2,100. Electricity, 720. Consumable stores, we're going to have to add 1020 plus 533 plus 224, 60. 1,777.60. Let's fill in the zeros. Stationery, 120 plus 323 gives us 443. Wages, 1,900. And now we need to work out bank. Now, if we know what all the values on the one side are, we can add them up. So we're going to use a nice thick line. You would be using your ruler. And we're going to underline above and below. So if I add the credit side together, 32960 plus 12,737, 60. You get 45697. 45697.60. So the total of the credit side must be the total of the debit side. So if I take my total and I subtract every value here, whatever's left over is bank. So that minus 1,900 minus 443 minus 1,777, 60 minus 720 minus 2100 minus 50 minus 1800 minus 23,500 minus 444 gives me 12,963. That is bank. 12,963. Zero. Why is this not being aligned there? Okay, so now I've worked out all my amounts. Then have a look at, just take that out. A paragraph giving the bank's reaction to an application for an overdraft facility. So this company would like to get a loan, they'd like to borrow some money from the bank, and we need to decide, is that a good idea? So the first thing we want to look at is we want to look at the bank account. We know what they had at the start of the month, 9,415. And we know what they have at the end of the month, 12,963. So they have increased the amount of money in their bank account. So that's a good thing. So the bank, the business has improved during course of the month from 9,415 Rand to 12,963 Rand. So the business has a healthy or improved cash flow. That's good. We want to look at income versus expenses. They've made 12,700 Rand. And we look at what they've spent. 2, say 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So they spent 7,000. They've made 12,700. So they're generating more income than expenses. So that's good. So I've given 2 positive reasons why this business is doing really well. So now I need to say, what is the bank's reaction? I think that the bank will most probably extend the overdraft facility to this business based on my 2 points above. Yeah, that is exercise 5 done.